This is day 21 of building a business from scratch. I'm Vlad, co-founder of Crons Digital. As you guys have seen in the previous videos in the last couple of weeks, we've done a lot of things and we're working many hours to do these many things. Now, I decided to change the plan slightly and do a lot of research. So right now, I'll start reading the $100 million leads by Alex Hormozi. I finished the $100 million offers in 4 days so I read the whole book, I did all the exercises, 4 days. I think I'll finish this book just as fast. I need to do a ton of research and learn a lot of new information. That's one thing. And for today, I scheduled to read this book for 2 hours, maybe a bit more. We'll also record a video for the company YouTube channel, and at the same time we'll research the focus group. And our focus group, we decide to go with HR companies, so we'll watch the webinars from our partners. We'll try to create something similar by ourselves, which means is we watch a ton of webinars, we learn about HR sphere field, and then we build our webinar in real life, and we'll go to companies and connect with business owners and the ones that are in HR field, or potentially go to companies that have HR departments and connect with them in that way and see if they first of all need it, and if they need it, we'll get it set up. Okay, let's read the book. Yeah, and I forgot to tell, so I have this book in this PDF file, but at the same time I also listen to the book. This means that I will not spend as much time, just thinking or getting distracted, because I do get distracted when reading the book. So I'll listen and read at the same time. This is the most productive, and this is something that Alex Hormozi also proposed in his previous book. I'm sure he'll say something similar here. Listening and reading at the same time, it helps remember the information way better. It helps to understand it way better, and it also makes the process way faster. So let's go. Well, 2 chapters finished for the Alex Hormozi $100 million leads. Now, in the first chapter, he was talking about he was sharing his story. Maybe it was an introduction, but he shared his story, and then he shared what a lead is, and the first thing he talks about is a lead magnet. Now, what a lead is, from his words, a lead is someone you can contact. It might be a person on the street, it might be a person a person that you have an email of, right? A phone number. That's a lead. That's one thing. But then the second thing is, in order to make the business successful, you need to have engaged leads, and engaged leads are the ones that are interested in your product or service. So a lead is anyone you can contact, but an engaged lead is a person who wants your service, who needs your service or product. Now, in terms of the lead magnet, he has 7 steps. You can see them here. And these 7 steps allow you to create a great lead magnet. Okay, so number 1. He says, step 1, if you're struggling to get leads, make an amazing lead magnet. Step number 1, figure out the problem you want to solve for the right customer. In our case, we talk about business owners, and in our case, lead magnet would be the GMB ebook. Now, figure out how you want to solve it. This is an interesting, figure out how to solve it. Yes, we know that. Figure out how to deliver it. This is something I haven't thought before. You can solve it in different ways. So the way we provide it is through an ebook where people have to read, but also, as Alex says, you can create another way for people to receive the information. And in our case, it can be a video. So I put here on the paper the things that we'll have to do, and it's one of the things is to record videos so that people get the ebook, then they get the course, for both ebooks, they get another ebook for free, so the value rises significantly, but the price stays the same. What's that noise? Anyway, number 4, make the name interesting and clear. And the way Alex does it, I don't want to scroll through the whole book because it will take a lot of time, but the way Alex does it is he just went to Instagram and asked his audience which one sounds better, or which people would click on. I'm not necessarily sure, I didn't have time to look at the pictures, I'll take a look at them later, but literally ask in Instagram polls which ones to choose, and that's it. And then test it the way he tested it. He had like $100 million advertisement versus $100 million leads. So $100 million leads, which is his book, was chosen more times than $100 million marketing versus $100 million leads. Leads still were chosen most of the time, so he just chose it. I didn't think about that you can actually just ask people, and he says that if you don't have a following, you have no way to do this on Instagram, on social media, just ask people, just people you know. Okay, make it easy to consume, make sure it's done good, and tell people what to do next, why it's a good idea, do it clearly, and do it often. This is a CTA, call to action. If we don't people what to do next, if we don't people how to get to our next offer, or how to, like, if we don't people, they will not know. It's like, if you don't share your offer with people, people will not know about your offer, even though it's very good. So the same thing here, you have to tell people what to do, make it clear, make it, he gives examples. Don't say, don't wait, but call now. So the difference is, don't make it complicated, make it easy, like call now instead of don't wait. I sometimes say it in a weird, hard way, but anyway. Okay, let's continue. Oh, yeah. So what I put here, oh yeah, also tell people about the stuff that doesn't work, which is, in our case, people think that adding products and description to Google My Business will influence their ranking, which is absolutely not true. It doesn't play any role. The only reason when it does play a role is it just makes the Google My Business bigger, which looks more professional, that's true. But in terms of ranking, it will not influence the ranking, so you will not get more customers by just adding products or description. Okay, GMB video tutorials, and then also potentially change the name. So instead of GMB transformation ebook, it might be GMB, well, it's still something I'm not necessarily sure about. Potentially put it in Google Ads. So GMB transformation tutorial instead of just transformation ebook. So tutorial sounds more like, I think tutorial sounds better than ebook, but once again, we have to test it. And so I put potentially change the name, and also let's put it here, test on social media. Okay, that's done. Let's continue. Now the offer we have right now, it's slightly, I would say, confusing, and the reason it's confusing because it is also confusing for me. It's really hard to kind of think through every single step that people take and all the different people that might take this offer. So here, I said before, I added 3 things, and then after reading this chapter again, I added 2 more things. So first of all, tell people stuff that doesn't work. So products and description, it doesn't work. So we'll reveal their problem. That's the first thing. Then we give them samples, which is the ebook itself, and it will be also one of the steps into in a multi-step process. Because after that, we have an offer where we work with companies one-to-one and optimize them, right? So this is three in one, which is amazing, from Alex from Wizard Words. Now, create video tutorials, that's pretty simple. Just create videos on top of the book. Now, the GMB Now naming as well, we'll test that out on social media. So, and these are the two things I decided to add. First of all is add 2 hours of support 7 days per week from let's say from 9 till 6. Why? Because it's perceived as better. Actually, let me read it from the book. I heard it somewhere over here. Oh yeah, so be available at more times in more ways. More times of the day, more days of the week, via video calls, phone calls, in person, etc. The easier you are to get a hold of, the more likely people will become engaged, leads to claim the free value. So I'll say 7 days per week from 9 till 6, within 2 hours. And then the last thing is add a CTA, and this is something I haven't finished reading yet. I'll have to dig deep into, but make it easy for them to tell you they want more. If we do that, it will be great. Anyway, we have 5 things to work on. Then we also need to record the video today. So let's start working. It's extremely hot and I'm all wet. I'm not sure if you can see, but I just recorded the video for our main channel. Here I talked about marketing automation, which is what you've already seen, guys. This scary thing here. And then also about email marketing. And the video will be called Email Marketing for E-commerce. We'll edit the video and then we'll continue with the book. Well, for the last 2 hours I was researching about Odoo HR and how to set up HR department, what are the possibilities there. Very interesting, to be honest. I'm starting to open up my brain. I'm not open up my brain, but I'm starting to learn a lot more and realize the possibilities of the software. Great. For now, I'll finish editing the video for a little bit. It's 5 p.m. I think I'll finish earlier today at about 6 p.m. and then I'll finally have some rest. The video is almost finished. You can see this chaos here. It doesn't usually look like this. Actually, it looks pretty good right now. We don't have a lot of cuts here. I nested sequences, but anyway, there's a lot of technical stuff. So that's the video. Then also for the video, we have the thumbnail. This is what the thumbnail looks like. I think it looks very interesting. The thing I do about when I test thumbnails is I just take a screenshot. Actually, I'll just walk you through this. Okay, so I'm on Photoshop right now. And the way I do it, I just take a thumbnail. As you can see, today I experimented with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thumbnails. This was the first thumbnail. I just resize it, put it somewhere, and see if it looks clickable, if it gets attention of people, right? So this is what it looks like. And this was the first one, which still doesn't look bad, but I think that this one looks better. I'll resize it roughly. So this is the first one, and this is the last one. As you can see, I changed my shirt, I changed the background, and slightly changed here in the corner this thing, but I experimented with different stuff here. I tried to to delete the top part of the card, and I tried to make the letter bigger, and experiment with different stuff. But overall, I think we'll stop with this one. It's the most contrasty way. It's the most contrasty and gets the attention well. However, now looking at this after some time, this one doesn't look bad. I mean, it still catches the eye pretty good. Yeah, I think that is it for today, guys. It's time for me to finally have some rest. I'll finish early today, very early, 5:30 p.m. I usually don't finish at that time. I usually finish at like 8, but with 35 degrees outside, it's impossible to just work. My brain doesn't want to focus. And since I didn't have any rest for a long time, I will finally have some. Well, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. We are 1,330 followers. We'll almost hit 100 followers since the beginning of this series. Amazing. Thanks to all of you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. See you tomorrow.